Meghan Markle, who used her royal title to sign off the letter, asked top Democrats not to compromise or negotiate when it comes paid family leave. Her letter said, paid leave should be a national right, rather than a patchwork option limited to those whose employers have policies in place, or those who live in one of the few states where a leave program exists. She added, if we're going to create a new era of family-first policies, let's make sure that includes a strong paid leave program for every American that's guaranteed, accessible, and encouraged without stigma or penalty. The decision was made by President Biden and his counterparts to decrease funding for a national paid family leave program in a scaled-back version of the bill. The Build Back Better Act will provide 4 weeks of paid leave benefits instead of the original 12. Royal commentator Angela Mollard spoke to the Australian morning programme Sunrise hosts about the letter. The host said, Meghan's had some great causes to push and this one is paid parental leave. She sent a letter to a U.S. Senate. She's had a little bit of backlash on that. She talks about being overwhelmed and overjoyed when Lilibet was born, but then she goes on to make the point that many families aren't as lucky as her. In terms of support, now we know America does have no paid parental leave system. Where I think she went wrong, is she wrote a 1,000-word letter. Nobody needs to write a letter that long when you're trying to make a point. She added. She then goes on to talk about the fact that when she was growing up she had to buy $5 salads to exist and she worked in a yogurt shop and that sort of thing. Making the point that she was sort of in poverty as well. Now the critics have come out and said, well actually you went to a $16,000 a year school and your dad was a celebrated lighting director. So, I think that is where she makes her errors. She has a point to say and then she seems to always need to embellish the story, and I think that's where she's gone wrong here. Meghan has also been slammed for her use of her Duchess title in the letter. The royal family has always been famously apolitical, with the Queen never involving herself in politics. Since stepping down as senior royals, Meghan and Harry have become increasingly more involved in politics, with Buckingham Palace releasing statements distancing themselves from the pair's opinions. Meghan and Harry relocated to the Duchess' native California in January 2020 and stepped down as senior working members of the royal family at the same time. The move has been described as convenient for heir apparent Prince Charles by a royal author Howard Hodgson. Mr. Hodgson is a royal expert and author of The King and The True Story. He said Charles wishes to slim down the focus of the monarchy upon his ascension to the throne. He said, the fact is, he's been planning, for a long time, to have this focused, reduced monarchy that really goes down the line of succession. So Queen, him, William, George. And that's what it should be about from his point of view. So the others are being sort of marginalized, which is actually quite convenient in the case of Harry and Meghan. This was echoed by royal commentator Dr. Ed Owens. He told Express.co.uk, I think we've already seen the Cambridges trying to redefine their roles and to take on a more public presence in order to focus attention on the key line of succession. This is something that goes back to Prince Charles' desire to shed more light on the key group of royals that are in the line of succession. And those more marginal royals, like Charles' brothers and sister and their own children, he wants to keep them at the fringes. He doesn't want them to hog too much attention because often they're liabilities. This is very much part of a bigger public relations strategy with a greater emphasis on the line of succession. Charles' plans for a slimline monarchy have been widely reported for several years, and Mr. Hodgson claimed the power behind the monarchy has been his for some time now. Mr. Hodgson said the Duke of Edinburgh had a lot of say in things until maybe 10 years ago, with the Queen very willing to listen to those around her. The Queen's willingness to listen to her advisors is one of the reasons, Mr. Hodgson claimed, why she has been such a successful monarch. While Charles may be planning to narrow the focus of the monarchy, those on the fringes will not be completely abandoned, far from it.